At this point, this car is the highest mileage SVJ in the world. We're going to talk about all the different things that have happened to it, the mileage, which is insane. Let's start with some of the things that have not held up all that well with this car. Parking space makes a ton of drama.
Oh yeah.
That was terrible. Can I get out of the car again better? I'm not on my seat, I don't have my thing on. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Savage Garage. Today we are going to talk about the workhorse of our channel, and that is my baby, my SVJ. We're going to talk about all the different things that have happened to it, the mileage, which is insane, some ideas we have going forward for it. It's going to be amazing. Let's go through it. For those of you who don't know, but living under a rock or have never seen our channel before, this is my 2019 Lamborghini SVJ Aventador.
Then make a break dance.
It is without a doubt the pinnacle top echelon car for Lamborghini. It is an amazing technology-based car, though it still contains and has some of those old tried and true Aventador things, single clutch, low windshield, all the things, hard carbon seats, but it is really an amazing car. It's not the fastest car. It's got weight to it. It's not the most sophisticated car, but I love the way that this car feels from an owner standpoint. I will never not have a Lamborghini V12 in my life.
Don't gotta go off road, I don't wanna ball coming down on top of y'all coming down on digital.
So my SVJ has been in my life since November, essentially, of last year. I got the allocation from Sterling Lamborghini. I was very lucky to get this car. I had applied originally for an SVJ. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get it. This is the exact spec that I wanted, and it turned out that somebody else didn't get the spec they wanted something a little different, so we ended up switching out, and I ended up getting this car. The day I got it, I mean, you've seen on our Instagram page, it's the most amazing day ever for me as an automobile owner. So the Lamborghini has come with me on 11 of the 12 rallies that Savage Garage attended last year. It has never broken down. It has never had an issue. At this point, this car is the highest mileage SVJ in the world. My goal at 100,000 miles is to turn to Lamborghini and say, put it in your museum. You know, don't even buy it. I just want you to put it in the museum. Let it sit there. This will be the highest mileage, you know, what they call limited production car. Let's start with some of the things that have not held up all that well with this car. It is a now going on, what is it, 8-year-old car now, essentially, 2020 from 2012. A lot of the basic designs of this car are still in here. A lot of the creature comforts, especially that wonderful Audi MMI system, just lovely. But let's talk. So we've got a couple burned out bulbs in our Aventador light up sill here. We'll get to that point where we're gonna actually pull it and replace it. Oh, my floor mat. My floor mat's wonderful. So I have a new floor mat coming. These are actually aluminum. So as you can see. There's grip tape on it, but you notice here, it just kind of comes up. You know, this is how you fix it. You just kind of tear it like this. There you go. We'll be selling this on eBay later. One of the noises that Jimbo pointed out, because obviously we're in the car a lot together, is the center lock. I didn't know, or the center rest.
Yeah, I use that when I get in the
That's
car.
good.
I use that to position myself in the car.
That's nice. One of the cool things is obviously a lot of the rally memorabilia. There's still glitter and confetti in here, but what else is, we save things like this. Corporal Rob Savage.
My name is R. Savage.
You're kidding.
No, look at this.
You are
Rob Savage.
And he gave us a lovely police escort out of town. It was very cool. So hopefully, Rob, you're watching. Thanks, stay safe.
Oh, we're losing the D here.
Are we?
Yeah, we're starting to lose the bottom of the D here.
Wow.
It's gonna be a Venonor soon.
Cool. You can grab some confetti.
Oh, okay.
Is that confetti there?
This is
Oh, here we go.
a parking violation.
So you had two options with the SVJ. You could have gotten the basically the race buckets, or they call the comfort seats. These are the comfort seats. They're still very, very sporty, obviously, and the stitching on it is just fantastic. I mean, all of this is just really, really high quality, other than the floor mat, and that's purely because of the way that my foot sits when I'm constantly driving. But everything, the headliner, everything has stayed beautiful in this car. You know, one of the biggest things to obviously making sure that you're going to have a car like this for a long period of time is maintenance. You know, changing your oil regularly, doing all that, making sure that you have a good detailer that takes care of the car. You know, right now it's not perfect. It literally just got back from a rally, and it's not in the cleanest shape it's been, but you can see it's pretty well done here. So right now we got 13,658 miles. It is going in for an oil change. That oil light's not on because it needs, if I turn it on right now, the oil light shuts off. The engine light is on because we had a misfire from the straight pipes. That happens rather frequently. We just reset it. No big deal. But the steering wheel, you know, all the things on here held really well. The Alcantara on the steering wheel, which, to be honest with you, that kind of goes away pretty quickly on a lot of cars. It doesn't hold up very well.
I gotta say though, the one thing I've always taken away riding it is it literally feels like the car's on rails.
Yeah.
It doesn't, there's no body roll, zero.
Yeah, this car is very heavy and very low, which makes for a beautiful riding experience. It is obviously flat bottom too, so there's no air push-ups, so you don't feel any vibration or anything like that. The only time you ever feel a vibration if something's wrong, like a tire's gone bad, that's pretty much when everything happens.
He lets you drive his car for 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
You realize that thing, I don't know how that happens.
One of the dumbest things I've ever done is tint the windshield. I got talked into this one, and I will tell you, I love it from an aesthetic look, but it is the worst thing in the world to drive with. I won't do this ever again. So I have tint on my windshield and tint on my sides. And when you're driving this car at night, first of all, point the camera forward right now, Jimbo.
You can see
Now,
here.
back up, back that camera up. Look at the angle. If you look at it like from here, this is how much I have vision to look out my windshield. That's literally how much I get to see.
Well, the distance, this is not even a foot.
Right, but, but remember, you're talking about envisioned distance.
It's even less.
Right, so you're talking about like that big.
Oh, well, what if the sun was in your eyes right now?
Yeah, oh yeah, now I've got this much. Okay, yeah. And let's say I need to look at a traffic light. I'm the first in line.
Oh yeah, no, that's
The only way I can know to go if it's a traffic light, if the guy goes next to me first or my entire car glows green. That's the only way I can know. Because you can't go like this.
The windows, I remember fuel run. fuel run, it was hilarious. She'd put the windows down and
I'd-
like, see,
right.
you can see now.
I gotta put the windows down to see
change
where we're going. Yeah,
lanes.
right. Because I can't see anybody because everybody's driving with, you know, yellow lights on or something like that. I'm like, what's going on over there? What's going on? It's so different in the Porsche. The Porsche is just like, it's a fishbowl. And this is literally like a panini sandwich. You're pressed down. It's horrible. And but it's wonderful. That's the best part about it. It is so dumb, it's wonderful. You know, again, this is my only storage place. Right here. This is it. I can't even get my finger in there.
What is in here? Is that a
No,
ticket?
that's
That is a ticket.
no, that's not a ticket. That's my registration.
Are you sure?
Well,
I know
there
what a
might be.
ticket looks like in
Oh,
Maryland.
there might be a ticket.
There's definitely a ticket in there.
Let's take a look. I'm in California. Oh dear. Well, this is overdue. This isn't me. It's saying the address. The driver's license number is California.
California.
So let's be honest with you. It's
Edmond.
probably Mondi.
It's right there.
Oh,
It
it's
says
Mondi.
Edmond. Yeah, Edmund. Edmund got a ticket. in-
Mondi, we found your ticket.
This is a rally. Only people who ever do rallies have like 4.
Oh yeah, no, that's Velcro down.
Oh yeah, so that's an official install.
No, this is an official install. I did that and I installed it while I was doing 55 miles an hour in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ripped the Velcro off. I was tired of it sliding all around. I went thunk. I think I did it at a traffic light. It came out pretty good. So it's worked perfectly.
Sometimes the best things come out of, you know, the smallest windows.
Yeah, actually that was a gift from Sanjeev.
Oh.
So thank you, Sanjeev.
So I got like, what got about 8?
The Lamborghini engine, beautiful with all of its carbon fiber cross braces. It has the firing order. It's very cool. However, if you notice, there's something quite wrong with it. Like every Lamborghini V12 engine, it's not centered at all. Now, I've heard all sorts of discussions about, you know, thoughts on why that is, you know, whether it's a center of balance issue, whether it's this, that. I don't believe anything. I think something just happened and they just went with it. Because if you take a straight shot at this car, straight down that center,
Yeah, it's off to the left. The engine,
Right.
in comparison to the window, is to
everything to the left.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
the left.
But what's strange is this. The cross brace is centered.
Wait, what?
So there's part of the cross brace for the engine. The cross brace is perfectly centered. It's the engine underneath that's pushed.
I'm with you on the we're just gonna go with it line. They obviously mounted the cross brace first and the engine afterwards.
That's every Lamborghini. Mercedes, everything.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
The car itself has had a couple chips, minor chips, nothing major. I mean, it's a lot of just, you know, general stoneware. The only bad thing that did happen, and it was at the track. My business partner Jarrett was driving, and unfortunately a cone got flipped up from the car in front of him, and it hit him dead on. So we do have this crack here. It's not through, and I don't think it's going through. And that's actually paint. That's actually the white piece here is actually the film. So this has all been expelled. So it's actually not as bad. So I think we're gonna be able to fill that and save it, because God knows that'll cost $30,000 from Lamborghini to fix it, and we're just gonna break it again. Every one of my cars, no joke, the turbo, my GT3 before I sold it, both McLarens, everything has broken windshield. This is the original windshield. Now, it's not perfect. It definitely has its chips and stuff. We've had it filled and things like that, but it is without a doubt the original windshield.
Blinker was on for like 15 minutes.
Windshield cracked over here.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
distress. How bad is it cracked?
It's a pretty good hairline, Randy.
It's about this big. That's not a hairline, that's a fucking... Pardon? Let it shatter. All right, send it.
One of the things that did break was on Gold Rush when Alex Choi was driving. Not his fault. I mean, it was starting to break and everything, but the turn signal stalk right there, you obviously need to shoot it from this way, that started to break and actually fall off. So Alex actually rigged it with a lot of duct tape and everything like that. It actually held up for quite a while. We actually got them to remove it off a new SVJ stock finally, and then I got it covered under warranty. I had to pay for it up front, but then they, covered it under warranty. But that's the only part interior-wise, other than the floor mats falling apart a little bit, that's really had any issues. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a look at the underside of my SVJ, which you would expect to see lots of scratches and everything like this, but look at the dry carbon. Even the dry carbon diffuser is actually spotless, and it looks great. I don't know why that's not a bolt or if it's a drain hole, but it looks like this was supposed to have a little screw, but extra aerodynamic. What are you gonna say? Lamborghini, 98% perfect. Not totally. A couple of the funny things is we'll talk about these tires. I've gone through so many sets of tires for this car, and it's not from doing what you think, burnouts and all that. First of all, it's an all-wheel drive car. The number of times I've done donuts in this car, you can count maybe on 2 hands. And I've done it on a bunch of different tires. So it's amazing. These tires love nails. Nails come just right to it. They just suck it up. Love it. This has been replaced. The side carbon fiber piece here, the skirt, was damaged in transport one time. So we got a whole new set of, both sides actually, they came in as a set. And I think they were like $6,000 plus for the set. It's a crazy number, but they're beautiful. And I've got an extra one, so it hangs in my office. Look at some of these, basically deflectors, wind deflectors. They just basically get destroyed. So, I mean, they get ripped up on going over something on a highway, dead possum. This is probably possum damage. Who knows?
Part of my youthful ignorance here, but is this just really crooked, or is that just me?
I don't know. It's really funny because I've never obviously replaced this.
I mean, that looks like someone took it off and just put it back on crooked.
I also want to I want us to do this. Let's do. This car has like nothing else. I've got a lot of cars. You all know that. This car sounds like it's mad constantly. It's fierce. There's nothing like driving a Lamborghini, period, but to drive their flagship car, and being that it's straight piped, this car explodes when it shifts. There's nothing like it. A lot of people don't like the single clutch. I think it's one of the best features of this car. When you shift, it slaps you in the back. It's kind of like an old school muscle car in that way, where when you were shifting in a muscle car and you'd feel that, ooh, and you slam in the back of your seat. I love that experience, going down the road. And this car brings nothing but smiles, no matter where it goes, no matter what we're doing, whether it's something on our channel for fun, for rallies, for charity, pulling up to a gas station. It gets photographed, it gets loved. You would think, you get a lot of people out there, and those who have supercars understand this, that you get the kind of looks like, how dare you drive a supercar kind of feel. I don't get it. I really don't get it. This is one of those cars that I never get that. You would think this would be the ultimate car you get that. I don't. I've seen people, kids that are 6 years old, glued with their faces against the window, going, yeah, yeah, and of course we give them a rev or whatever. And I've seen 92-year-old grandmothers driving their Hondas and just giggling, and I wave, and it's awesome. The other wonderful thing about this car is how not wonderful it is. It's absolutely useless. If you look in here, there's not a single cup holder. There's not a single place to put a document. There's no glove box. There are nets behind the seats, which make no sense because to sit in the car, you have to put the seats all the way back. So what's the point of having a net behind there? As Lamborghini moves to their next iteration of their V12 flagship car, we know it's going to be a hybrid. We know it's going to be different. This is really the last of the last. This is the SVJ, fully naturally aspirated beast of a car. I mean, factory at 770 horsepower. It's an incredible pull of a machine. And then obviously we've had a little bit of tuning and exhaust done to this, so it's closer to 800. No one cares about any other car when you pull up to a car show, except for like seeing the Lambo. And I can understand that. I mean, when I first saw my first Lambo, I was like, holy cow. And when I owned my Murcielagos and all that, I still own the Murcielago. Don't worry, the Murcielago is coming. But this is a whole other level of car. So the SVJ is going to do exactly what it did last year. It's going to spend time on rallies. It's going to spend time on the track. It's going to have a lot of fun. It's going to do a lot of charity. It's going to be another epic year with Savage Garage. We're very excited to bring you more content with the SVJ. We really appreciate it. If you have any comments or want to talk about something specific with the SVJ, put your comments below and we will follow up with you. You can direct message us on Savage Garage on Instagram. Follow us, enjoy it. We'll see you soon. Bye.